Hey everybody, Bandicoot Commando here, and welcome back to Rayman HD, or the 30th Anniversary Edition, but I think calling it HD is a lot easier. Last time, we did it. We beat the game, or at least we beat the PlayStation version of the game. So today, we're gonna do it all over again. This time, though, it's gonna be the Atari Jaguar version.
Hang on. Did we beat the game last time?
Yeah, we did. We did. We went through Candy Chateau.
No, yeah, we did because we fought. Okay, sorry, my brain blanked for a second. I completely forgot about the last fight.
By the way, someone's here, people.
Hi, Iron Collie, fellow co-commentator. I was confused for a second. That's why I had to step in. I was like, "Wait, did we actually complete it? I don't remember that."
We did. We beat the game. So yeah, we're gonna do the Atari Jaguar version, an alternate version of the first Rayman for Atari's cartridge-based Jaguar, which is gonna be really interesting because obviously I never had an Atari Jaguar, never played this version, never played an emulated version in any way. So it's gonna be interesting to go through. Before we start it though, let me show a little something. If you want, you can turn on little cheats or enhancements if you want for the game of Rayman. So infinite lives, max health. I believe on max health it will forever stay at max HP at all times and you'll never go back to 3 bits even if you die. Infinite continues. You can unlock all the levels and you can have all the abilities. And of course, you can put on infinite lives. It does say achievements will disable trophies for the game, though. It's funny that putting these things on will disable trophies, but trophies are
Not
not
use
disabled. Trophies aren't
for not.
disabled if you rewind or save state.
No, yeah, I was about to say the same thing. It's like all of these will get you kicked out of the achievements, but using the time save feature, I guess they had some mercy.
All right, so let's begin. I did practice just a little bit with this version to understand how it works, and there's a lot of major differences, but I didn't really get far into it. I only took care of doing the Dream Forest and doing a little bit of Bandlands, so let's see what the Atari has to offer. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'll keep the filter off, but I'll actually keep the border on. Wide, full. Do you think it should be on original or full?
Probably full.
What does it look like without the border, at least?
I think it's just black bars.
Yeah, I'll put the border back on. Give it that actual feel that we're playing on a CTR TV. This piano sounds like something you'd hear Elton John do.
It's very like classy lounge music-ish.
There you have it. That's literally the intro to the title screen there. If you just hang around long enough, it'll do a demo. It's just playing the game over theme, if anything. Alright, let's get to it. In Rayman's world, nature and people live together in peace. The Great Protoon provides and maintains the harmony I couldn't get to finish. Sorry, folks, this apparently can't last. Do you want to play or what? It is unique how, you get this piece of art. Like, I'll rewind. You just get this art of Rayman hanging out with the Electoons. It's the only time you'll ever see it in the game. Although, from what I learned recently, it is in the PS1 version in the data. One fateful day, the Great Platoon is stolen by Mr. Dark, an evil being. The Electoons, who used to gravitate around it, lose their natural stability and scatter all over the troublesome, isn't it? And untidy, too. Yes, gotta clean up that mess now. In this now unbalanced world, strange phenomena begin to occur. Freaks and hostile characters appear, capturing every Electoon they can find. They definitely need a hero to save them now, don't you think? Rayman must recapture the Great Protoon from its mysterious kidnapper, free the Electoons and reassemble them all to restore the world's harmony. Will the bad guys let him do it? After all, he doesn't have arms or legs. But don't panic, neither do the bad guys.
They bring up arms and legs, but they still have arms and feet, or hands and feet.
Limbs are the important part to hands and feet, you know. You can't
Not in this world.
Well, I was going to say, you can't use your hands without a limb attached to it. So yeah, when you start the Atari version, you're given 3 save files, and yeah. Alright, let me change that. So the last one I called Ray. Wonder what I should name it for this one. Yeah, you know what? Let's call it Jag, short for Jaguar.
I thought you were gonna say Jay,
Nah.
just to run with Ray.
Well, I could, yeah. Alright, so yeah, there we have it. And here we are. Let's go. So, right off the bat, you see one difference is that every time you start a level, it just says action. It's like a movie. Now, because this is a cartridge-based game, and because it's on the Jaguar, one of the notable differences you'll hear is in the sound.
Kind of a bit more compressed.
Yeah. And also, obviously, because it's on the Jaguar, there is no voice acting whatsoever. I don't even know if the Jaguar was capable of doing that sort of thing. Of course, the one thing they didn't change.
Kind of a different...
A little different arrangement of it.
And of course, they didn't have the yeah sound effect.
Yeah, that's the downgrade. Just when you don't have... Oh, whoops. Try that again.
Downgrade. This game is a 0 out of 10. Doesn't have the yeah.
Oh no, I still think it's a good port in its own right. It was meant to come first before the others, before they pushed it back a few months.
Yeah, well, I mean, also, it was also originally intended for, like, what, the SNES?
Well, the SNES was its first choice of it. Well, not just the SNES. It was meant to be for the SNES CD that never happened.
You know, it's kind of interesting. Sorry, that the Jaguar, the system that they did put it on, is technically the first 64-bit console. The problem is it doesn't play 64-bit games that well.
Oh, no. Well, that's one thing I can say, is that when you get hit, you actually have better control of, like, when Rayman gets knocked back. So you can kind of save yourself from falling into danger. Trying to think of words, but because the Jaguar has no voice acting, it's just weird, awkward silence.
And silence that will continue.
Okay, no. Man, this feels weird, photographer. Like, I don't know why. Everything just feels different.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Rayman.
Wait.
It's me, the photographer.
I was gonna say, why your voice so goofy?
I don't know what you mean, Rayman. I've always thought ideas.
Hey, instead of my picture on this cutout, can you maybe get it right as I'm Oh, well, you can't see it well behind the cutout, but can you do it right as I make my funny face?
We'll see. Let me know what you're doing.
I'm doing it.
Oh, I thought that was just your face. Anyway.
All right, let's move. Well, that's another change. Some enemy behavior is different in the Jaguar version, so the tall livid stones, for instance, they will immediately try to charge after Rayman when they see him.
Remind me, I think you said in the PAL version, the sniper enemies, the bullets they shoot, they don't have hammers, it's just bullets, right?
I think that's actually the Japanese version.
Ah.
Oh, so something I want to also say is how this is still the same music that Christophe composed for the game, but he was able to get a filter to make it sound like it was on like a lower quality console sort of deal. So, yeah, I like that dedication, is that he was able to recompose the soundtrack, but yet when it came to putting it on the Jaguar or the Game Boy Color or GBA versions, he was able to achieve that sound quality you would hear on those consoles. Oh, so speaking of the soundtrack, I did learn that yes, the music is due to licensing issues, and that is because the music was made by 3 different people. One of them, as we know, Remy Gazelle, he is no longer around. He passed away a few years back, so all of that licensing will go to his estate. And then the other 2 people, one of them has not made music for Ubisoft since 2014, and the other one has never made music for a video game ever since Rayman 1.
Huh.
So yeah, it's weird licensing that they would have to go through for all 3 of them just to get the rights for it.
Okay.
Alright, just get me up there. So one little thing I did learn for this version, and I think it does make things a little harder if you ask me, is that your power-ups for your fist, if you take a hit from anything, you lose a power-up from it. So if I were to take damage, and okay, no, that's probably not the best example. Let me use. Oh, he's gone. Well, not unless I rewind further back. Okay, yep. So if I were to take a hit from this guy here, because right now I got gold and my speed. Okay, I took a hit and I lost both of them. So I'm back to a normal fist. This, I think, actually makes things a lot harder because, well, you're going to need the gold fist and speed power-ups to do things.
It puts a lot more emphasis on playing well as opposed to just trying to get through the level.
Tripped.
Well, he paid for it.
Oh, that's also another thing is how, like, you might have noticed with the little guys, like, when they spot Rayman, they lift their hats up and they're like, sort of thing. There's some animations that some enemies have that are only unique to this. Oh, that's the other thing, is due to the sound quality, you'll never know what will be coming. Because, like, these guys, you'll always know they're nearby with the sound of their gun cleaning or when they laugh before they fire. But one thing I can appreciate is that these guys are a lot easier in this version. Like, watch. Oh, ow, took a hit. But Normally, you cannot shoot them when they have their guns raised up, ready to fire at you. But in this version, you can hit them as they're going to try and fire at you.
Thank God.
Exactly. I think in general, some of the enemies are a little easier to deal with, but they can still be a bit tricky. So far, based on the little things I've done with this version, I kind of like it. I'm just a little sad that it lacks the CD quality that the music has and all that. But
yeah.
But I do like some of the gameplay elements that make it a little easier in some areas.
Would you prefer this over the PS1 version?
Not entirely. Like, again, I'll give it credit where credit's due, but keep in mind, I've only done this level and first part of Bandland, so I don't know what to expect when we get to the mountains or Picture City and such.
Yeah.
Magician, everything feels weird, doesn't it?
He stands there.
You're waiting for me to pay you, and then you'll talk to me? Okay.
Oh, good. You bought like 2 seconds of... And he's gone.
You only bought a few seconds of my time. Another thing I like is, and I don't know if it is based on this version or not, but Rayman seems a little smoother with his jumping. Which... it makes platforming a little easier in some areas.
It kind of seems like there's a take some, give some with this version of the game. Like, some things are easier, some things are harder. It's like a trade.
Who knows? Maybe this was meant to truly be the superior version. And that all that difficulty bullshit stuff was just them having to rush through to make, you know, a better versions of the game.
Possibly. Oh man, excuse me.
Not that it's too weird or anything, but okay, a little thing with the hunters is how even with a gold fist, you have to hit them twice still or something, but what I was going to say is that, unlike the PS1... Wait, he respawned?
I guess so.
Okay, so, unlike the PS1 version where when you're crouched, the only way you can then crawl is using L1 or R1, here you use the D-pad, which... They also do that for the Game Boy Color and GBA version, but it feels weird on my end because I'm so used to using L1 and R1.
Yeah. It's one of those things you kind of just have to get used to.
Alright. Quick sec. Oh, I'll have to check that later. Alright, we're gonna end it here. But before I do, watch how Rayman moves on the map.
Oh, he just sprints.
He just runs.
I gotta get over there.
I just like how he runs. It's just so... honestly, they should have made that an option in the other versions, where if you want to get around faster, just hold down the run button and Rayman will quickly get around faster.
Yeah.
Anyway, that'll do for this episode of Rayman Atari. So, join us next time as we finish the Dreamforce. We'll go through Anguish Lagoon and all the others. So, that is it. And I will see you guys next time.
Later.